So let's go through, and you have the Word version of this document as well. So the sort of foundational DNA, the core philosophy, this includes the dream, what you're looking to achieve as a business organization, the vision for, in this case, the Lars Group, the purpose, the mission, and the core values. Just a real easy way to represent what's sort of important to the entity. This document, the intent of this document is that anyone in the organization can look at it. So yeah, I guess there's some numbers in here which you might be a little sensitive to, in terms of what the opportunity is in terms of what you're going to make financially if the business kind of does what it's supposed to do. You have to possibly get over some of that, or get those numbers out if they bother you for your team to see them. In my case, it doesn't bother me. The plan we're working on now, my plan is to incentivize my key people. All right, so then the 10-year plan, these are just sort of claims that you're making, so this was in 2014, proven, documented franchise prototype real estate company serving 600 families per year with 5 million plus GCI and 40% cash in the bank. We'll probably hit 600 sites next year. So I don't know what I was thinking there. In terms of, that doesn't seem like much of a BHAG, but key strategies, how we accomplish the BHAG, it comes down to, when I thought through this, it was really marketing expertise, to systemize client acquisition, retention, and referrals, measure, track, and adjust to improve critical numbers, to drive performance and cash flow, consistently add value by creating a true Disney experience. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Differentiation and innovation, attract and develop top talent, always be recruiting. Some of the brand promises here, I honestly think we need to work on these a little bit, and that's part of what we're going to go through at the sales marketing intensive, is your messaging and what you want, what type of messaging you want to deliver to your market. Some of the targets by the end of 2017, we were looking for revenue in excess of 4 million. We'll probably hit that next year. Net profit, we're looking to drive net profit to over 40%. Gross profits are, we were at 67% last year. List side versus buy side, I do want a 50-50 business, which is basically what we're running at now. GCI, I want to increase our average commission check. Right now we're running at about $7,500, so I want to potentially increase that even more. Conversions, this goes through conversions, Sandbox, residential real estate, Charlotte, North Carolina, surrounding. This says roughly 30-mile radius, although our plans now include outside of that 30-mile radius. And that's why we're putting up the satellite offices. That's roughly the break that we're looking at, a 30-mile radius to put up offices there. Key thrusts, KPIs, things that we track, number of new buyer appointments, number of listing appointments per week, the conversion rates on each of those, agent productivity, agent net income, marketing per side, total cost per side, raving fan scores. Our annual priorities, which we deal with on the back. So this is just a systematic sort of way to make sure you're focusing on the things that are going to help you drive your business. So that is, you have the Word version of this. I would really recommend everyone read Mastering the Rockefeller Habits and go through that process. You're not going to be able to do that if you don't block out time. Hopefully, most of you are working your way out of showing homes. Just block out, a few hours on a morning, and it could be, if you're still working Saturdays, it could be, getting somewhere for a few hours on a Saturday morning. If you can avoid working on a Saturday, obviously I want you to be with your family and kind of being present with them, but you've got to block out 2 or 3 hours every week to think about where your business is going and review the commitments that you've made that if you implement will get you there. So even just by looking at these, clients have found, if you look at my first strategic plan, that was my first strategic plan. That's it. I could have easily fit it on one page. And then I went to this one here, where I had personal growth areas, business impact zones, quarterly production. That was all my professional on one side. My personal was on this side. I broke that into 6 categories. I had my 3, 5, and 10-year goals, and really deliberate focus on what I wanted in my professional and my personal life. So unless you take the time to write down what you want your life to look like, I promise you're not going to get there. I promise you.